Hey guys, it's me Krista, and today I'm going to be doing a book review for A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget. And today I'm going to try to make my review a little bit more organized than it usually is, because usually I'm just all over the place, but today I kind of have a little schedule I want to stick to, so we're gonna try that out and see how it works. And if you notice, I have a different background, and so I was finally granted privilege to use the office to film, so I was able to move my bookshelf in here. And these are not all the books that I have, but they are like my top tier books. So maybe one day I will do a bookshelf tour, just so I can tell you guys what's on my shelf, because it's all my favorite stuff, you know. I only have bangers. Just kidding. Okay guys, so today we're talking about A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I will admit this book did come out I think almost a year ago, and I'm just now reading it, but am I happy I picked it up? Okay, so I'm gonna start with a little spoiler free review, so that you guys could just click out of it whenever you're done watching that portion of it, because I know some people don't like to be spoiled for whatever reason. But yeah, so okay, so on this story, let me think of what I could tell you guys without spoiling it. But this story basically revolves around Harper and Wren. And honestly, just to let you guys know right now, the POV switches from chapter to chapter. So one chapter it'll be Harper, and then the next it'll be Wren. So you just have to get used to that. It's not really bad. It's done really well in my opinion, just because it's whenever we need to know what's going on with the next person, it's their chapter, so we know what's going on and why they acted the way they did in the last chapter. So it's good for me, because also you get to see their true feelings for each other, and so you're not just wondering the whole time is this real or not, because you see both their points of view. Okay, Harper is a teenager. It doesn't really say her age. I think she's 17 or something, but basically she lives with her mom and her brother, and then her dad left them because he had a lot of loans taken out with a loan shark or whatever. So he thought if he left, they would leave them alone, but honestly it didn't. So Harper's mom has cancer, and then her brother Jake is an enforcer for the loan shark to get money out of other people, which is kind of an issue I had, because this is one of the few issues I had, because I really enjoyed the book and there's only a couple things that I didn't really like about it. But so apparently the brother is an enforcer, meaning that whenever people don't pay back the loan shark dude, he goes over there and beats them up for the money basically. And I mean, while it does keep the loan sharks off of their back, I found it messed up, because that's what they were doing to his dad, and he didn't like it when they were doing it to his dad. So how do you think those people feel? If they're in the same situation, it's not like you don't want to pay back the money, you're just not in the position to. That's why you had to get the loan in the first place, you know. So I don't know, but obviously it's a book, don't think too much into it. But I could see why, because maybe that was the only thing he could do to get them off of his back, so he doesn't, it's worth it to him to hurt someone else, as long as it keeps his family from getting hurt, you know. But that was just something I wanted to mention in the. But yeah, so she lives with her mom and her brother, and then one day her and her brother are at someone's house, and he's attempting to get money from them, and she's outside being the lookout. Okay, but when she's looking out, she sees a man basically trying to kidnap a woman. Okay, so she has to act. She can't just see this happen and just leave or whatever. So she literally goes and and hits him with like a tire iron basically, and then like they're fighting, and while they're fighting, she happens to get transported into the other world. Okay, so then it turns out that there is a enchanted castle which has been cursed by this enchantress named Lilith, and basically there's Ren and there's Grey. Ren is the prince and Grey is the commander of the royal guard, but it's just them two in the castle, and every morning the castle like it refreshes itself. Like there's music playing by like an invisible band, there's food being made by invisible chefs, like the bath is filled by invisible servants, like everything's clean like the next day. And so you could break it all, but when you wake up the next day it's gonna be back to normal. Okay, so that's because it's like cursed to repeat, like, and it's the whole season. It's not like, oh, just like a day or like something. It's like the whole autumn season or whatever. Okay, so like basically the whole main gist of like the storyline is that like Ren has to find a girl who will fall in love with him and who he's able to fall in love with to break the curse, but he hasn't been able to do it yet, and therefore he's already in his like 300 and like something like season. That's what he keeps calling it. It was kind of confusing the first couple pages, but like the more the story goes on, you'll like kind of fall into it. Okay, basically the enchantress tells Ren that this is his last chance, and that if he doesn't find someone who falls in love with him by the end of this season, the curse is not going to be broken. It doesn't really go into detail like what the consequences are going to be, like if he's going to die, if like he's going to turn into the beast, because apparently this is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So also at the end of each season he turns into a beast who like terrorizes his whole like country basically, you know. And the thing I found the most interesting is every time the beast is something different, so it's not like the same thing. So it's interesting. It's just like an unexpected twist. Okay, but yeah, so basically Harper goes there. She doesn't like it at first because obviously she was kidnapped, you know, but over time she builds a relationship with Grey and with Ren, and honestly with Imberfall, which is like Ren's country that he's like ruling over, and its people. So she decides to like help them out and try, because at the same time there's also these people coming from the north who are trying to take over Ren's country, because like even though it has been like 300 and something years in Ren's time, his country has like only 5 years has passed in the country, but that's been enough for them to realize that the royal family kind of isn't right, you know. So they realize that like something's changed, so they're trying to seize control while they think that the royal family is weak. Basically Harper is trying to help them fight the threat coming in from the north, and long story short, that spoils it, so I can't even say that. But yeah, so she just has to help them help them like fight the threat coming from the north, and then also try to help Ren break the curse. But then she's not even into Ren. Like she is, you could tell like deep down, but then at the same time she doesn't know if his feelings for her are like sincere. So she's afraid that he's just trying to use her to like break the curse, you know. So that's a lot of her reason for not wanting to get like too close to him. But yeah, so that's all I can really say for the non-spoiler, but it is a good book. I really enjoyed it. I found that I was not able to like put it down. It was like so good, guys. Like if I had to rate it, I would have to rate it like a 4 out of 5. I really wanted to give it like 5 stars, but then there's just like some things that I couldn't like look past. Okay, so yeah, and I'm gonna explain those things. I just want to get past like the non-spoiler part. But yeah, So that was it for the non-spoiler part. It's 4 out of 5. I would highly recommend that you read this if you're interested in like any book. Honestly, just read it. It's pretty good. I liked it, and it's like from the first page it brings you into the fold of the story. So like it was so easy to just devour it and not really give it a second thought on if, like, you know how sometimes you have to like force yourself to get into the book. It wasn't the case with this book. It was just really easy to get into, okay? And I think anyone who likes fantasy novels is sure to like it. But there are some things that are like annoying, so that's why I didn't give it like the full 5 stars. But your opinion might be different than mine. We're all free to have our own opinions. But yeah, so basically that's it for the non-spoiler part. Now I'm going to get into the spoilers, and goodbye y'all. Okay, so next, so onto the spoiler part, my favorite. So basically this book is crazy as fuck, okay guys? So like Harper is just like being a lookout for her brother, and then literally like Grey comes out like trying to kidnap like another girl to get her to bring back to the castle. She could fall in love with Ren, but then like he ends up bringing back her, and then like so like from the very first like hour she's there, she's already trying to escape, you know? So like for the first like couple of days she's trying to escape, but then one time, like the last time she tries to escape, she ends up making it to like this place where like these men are burning down this woman's house. So she literally goes there, tries to stop the men, but then like right before they're gonna hurt her, basically like Ren and Grey show up, and then they kill the men, and then they like help the women and her children to an inn, and then like more stuff goes on to where they return to the inn again, and then later on Harper ends up making the like woman that she found with her kids, her name was Freya, she ended up making her lady in waiting, so the kids and her moved back to the castle with them. But this is after Harper already like accepted her role, well not her role, but like accepted the fact that she can't leave, okay? Because the whole time she wants to leave and she misses her family, and I understand, but then like there's this whole curse that's going on. She's not allowed to leave. Even if Grey wanted to take her back, he really can't, because he just doesn't have the power to. He only has the ability to like travel back and forth like for 1 hour whenever the season ends though, or like when it's beginning. So it's like he can't, even if he really wanted to, you know? So that's kind of like a big thing, is her just trying to like I guess accept the fact that she can't leave, and that even though she doesn't really have like a duty to these people, she kind of does, just like looking at it from like a moral point of view, because you can't just watch someone suffering and just like walk right past them. You can't see that this country has this big issue going on and just decide not to help it, you know? So she kind of does have like moral obligation to help, you know? So, and she does, which I like applaud her for. But I like her because she was like she was a very strong character. But I'm gonna get into the characters like later on. I just wanted to tell you guys some more about like the book and like certain things that like really stood out to me and stuff. So yeah, so like eventually like over time, like it was like her and Ren's relationship grew, and so she stopped wanting to like go home. Well, she still wanted to go home, but she stopped trying to escape from the castle once she realized that there's really no escaping this, you know? So that's when she kind of kicks it into high gear, trying to like prepare for this war that's going to be going on with like the people from the north. It's like some Shallow or something, I can't like say their name, you know? But it's like they're trying to prepare for war with them, but then they have no army, so they're trying to raise an army. But at the same time, Harper is trying to act like she's like a princess from DC, and like her father has all of these soldiers who are gonna come and like destroy everyone. And then there's like, honestly, Ren is the monster, okay? And she doesn't find out for like, I think it's like half of the book, she doesn't know, but Ren is the monster. And like she has to fall in love with him to break the curse, you know. But then also Ren killed his family while he was in the monster form, because when he's in the monster form, he's not Ren anymore. He can't control his thoughts. He doesn't even have thoughts other than like destroy, really, you know. So it's kind of like so he like killed his family, killed all his guards, killed half of his like kingdom and stuff, you know. So like this is also like a problem with them, because like who would want to be with someone who like literally killed all those people, you know. But it's not like he wanted to. It was like he couldn't like stop because he was really a monster. It's not like, oh, like I don't know, it's hard trying to excuse someone's actions, you know. But basically she was trying to help him win the war, even though they had no army. But they were able to get together and like rally the people in order to create an army. So that was like the silver lining of it all. And then towards the end, like it was crazy. Like it was crazy. Like the whole end was crazy as hell. Okay, so like Ren ends up turning. Okay, so first, like Lilith is like a fucking bitch, like major bitch. Okay, guys, she is like horrible. So the whole time she's like taunting Ren and Grey and just like being horrible. And then so like she doesn't want him to break the curse, or really she wants him to break the curse with her, so that she could be the most powerful like person in the whole realm or whatever, even though she already kind of is. But like she wants more power, and she could only get that through Ren, because he's like the last place to get it from, kind of, you know. She wants to break the curse with him because she wants him to fall in love with her, but that's obviously not going to happen. So she's not allowed to interfere with their relationship, but she still tries to. And she tries to by sending Harper back to DC, because Harper wants to go back to her house, you know. But when she gets there, she realizes like that's not really like her life anymore. Well, it is her life, but that's not what she wants anymore. And that it's hard to go back to regular like mundane life when you've just been in a whole like crazy fantasy world where you're a princess, you're fighting an army, and I don't know, it's like life is so like out of the ordinary there. So it's like hard for her to want to leave that once she does get back home. But her mother does die, and then Grey shows up saying that Ren has turned into the monster and that he needs her help to try to stop him, basically. So she does go, and Ren is in monster form, but the more she talks to him, the more she's able to break through to him, and she's able to kind of tame him. And she kind of has like a Daenerys moment when she like rides the dragon and like is like messing up the whole army and stuff, you know. So it was really cool to read about, until he got hit by the fucking catapult. It was just terrible. And then so basically like the catapult hits him, and then Lilith comes and she's trying to like say, well, if I can't kill you, Harper, I'm gonna kill Ren. So she goes to stab Ren, but then Harper steps in front of him. And so it wasn't enough for him to love her and for her to love him. She had to sacrifice something for that true love, and that was kind of how to really break the curse. So she basically sacrificed herself by like jumping in front of the sword so that she could get stabbed instead of Ren, and so that broke the curse. And so when she woke up, like everything was fine. He was back to normal, and the war was won. Everything was good except Grey. Okay, so I'm going to let you know that the last chapter pissed me the fuck off. Okay, so there's like so much history and so much backstory in this story that I'm not going to get into, because like I don't want to like go on forever. And if you are going to read it, I want you to like kind of like see it for yourself. But like so right after all that stuff happens, like the only way to kill Lilith is for a magical creature to kill her, or to take her to the human world and kill her there. So Grey takes her to the human world to kill her, but right before he kills her, she tells him that he is a halfling, half human or Emberfall human, and half like witch kind of, or whatever, like a mage, sage mage, or whatever the hell it is, but tells him that he's like a halfling, you know. So, but this also means that his real dad is the king. So this, like, that means that him and Ren are like brothers, you know. But then that also means that now Gray has a claim to the throne or whatever. So honestly, I didn't really like the last chapter just really threw me off because it was like so unexpected. But then also it's made me mad because like just how much I felt I knew like the three of them by like reading the story. I thought that like even if Ren would have known that Gray was really his brother, it would not have been an issue between them, and Gray wouldn't have tried to like take his throne or anything. So there wouldn't have been any issue. So I don't see why Gray felt the need to like run away. But that's just like him and how he felt. I don't know. But I am eager to find out. I already went ahead and I bought the next book on Amazon. But when I read the reviews, there were a lot of people saying that it was not as good as the first one, and that the characters were like different than how they were in the first book. So I am kind of worried about that. But then this book was so good, I want to find out what happens next. But then I'm scared because like I don't want it to be Gray versus Ren, because they had such a good relationship like in the first book. I don't want anything to like ruin that, you know. So I'm kind of scared about that, but all we could do is just like see how it goes, you know. So I don't know, I'm kind of nervous, but the book is getting here tomorrow, so I'll like find out and then make a video on how I liked it or not. So yeah, that's it for like the plot summary part. And again, I rated it 4. Sorry, I think. But yeah,